Welcome to The Confident Life. My name is Amanda Belke and I am a life coach for women. So today on The Confident Life, we are going to be talking all about how our busyness is not a badge of honor and how we don't find our worth and our confidence in our long to-do list or how busy we are. That's not where true confidence is found. And so I want to start off with a story about this couple that was visiting the United States from Asia. And so they were visiting and they got into this conversation with this person about who was an American, and he had asked that couple, "How are you?" A simple question. And the response that they had as they were trying to learn English, they didn't know a lot yet. They responded with, "Oh, we're really busy." And that made the person kind of look at them a little differently, like, "Oh, okay, you're really busy." But the thing behind that was, he found out later, is that they said, "We're really busy," as their response to "How are you?" Because that's what they kept hearing around them when they were visiting the United States. They kept hearing Americans say, I'm busy," to the question, "How are you?" So why don't you think about your life for a minute, and how many times has someone asked you, "How are you?" and your first response is, "Oh, I've been so busy with X, Y, and Z," or "I've just been really busy lately," or "Things are really chaotic at work, and this is going on or that's going on," instead of actually saying how you are. Are you excited? Are you feeling inspired? Are you feeling stressed? Are you feeling peaceful? How are you feeling and how are you doing? Versus saying, "Oh, I'm busy." And the reason we're going to talk about this today is because we are so much more than our to-do lists. And when you think about putting your worth in your to-do list, when you do that, you lose sense of who you are. When you have a to-do list that is miles long, it doesn't make you feel good when that to-do list is all you talk about with the people that matter to you. It doesn't give you any sense of who you are. It's a bunch of tasks that you keep doing, and that to-do list puts you on this phase of autopilot, and you're in this autopilot stage going through life instead of thinking about the intention behind everything you do and why you do it. So how do we break out of busy being a badge of honor? How do we break out of documenting all the things we do or sharing all the things we do, or saying, "Oh, I'm so busy I can't get together with you until, a month down the road," and instead focus on what are those activities that we're busy doing? What are those things that we're busy doing? So we aren't just adding a bunch of things to our to-do list, and we're really focusing on what our busy means and what our busy is that really brings us life. Because busyness, it's like a mask. That's all it is. It's hiding who we are and what we're about because we're staying busy doing things. And that's what leads to that autopilot. Instead of thinking about, where do I want to go with my life? What do I want to do? Or who do I want to spend time with? So many times we use busy as a mask and a way to avoid things in our life. So how do you break out of that? How do you let go of busyness being that badge of honor that so many of us have clenched onto with both fists, and we don't want to let go of that to-do list? I love a good to-do list, but I do not find my worth in my to-do list. And so that's what I want to share with you. So the first step is really all about, it's documenting everything you have going on in your life. So you got to write it down. You have to write down all the things that you've got going on, all those to-dos that you have, whether they have high significance or low significance, write them all down. So that's the first step. The second step is asking yourself, what am I avoiding? Or what am I resisting right now? And journal about that. Free write. Let your intuition come out. Just sit down and give yourself 15 minutes. Set your timer on your phone or your Google Home Mini and just say timer for 15 minutes and just write and see what flows out of you when you write, what am I resisting right now? That is a golden nugget question that I love using in my own life. And once you figure out what those things are that you're resisting, look and see if they're on your to-do list that you just wrote down in the first step. Did those things that you're resisting and avoiding make it to your to-do list, or did you subconsciously leave them out because you don't want to deal with them and you want to deal with the busyness instead of the things that you know are important that you need to look at in your life? So once you write down and identify what some of those things are that you've been avoiding or resisting that are really important in your life, add them to that to-do list. So add those things to your to-do list and star them. And then you go back to the whole list with the things you're avoiding and the things you feel like you need to do that you just jotted down. And then you prioritize and pick out those top 3 things that you are going to do in the next week. And then you also cross off the top 5 things that are not important today, that are not important this week. Cross them off. So when you do this, do that step immediately. Cross them off and give yourself permission to let go. Let go of those things because those are things that you don't find your value in and your worth in. And God created us to be so much more than our to-do list. You are so much more than your to-do list. So think about each one of those things that you wrote down and what's the intention behind it? Why does it have meaning on there? Does it deserve a spot on your to-do list? How does it make you feel? So that the next time someone asks you, how are you doing? You can share more than, oh, I've been really busy lately. You can share what lights you up. You can share what brings you joy. You can share what things you're doing in your life or who you're spending time with that really matter to you. We'll always have things to do, but it's about being intentional about those things that really matter to you and that you find worth in and value in, because that helps you explore a deeper level of who you are and what you're about and who God created you to be. This magnificent human being that gets to live each day the way that he or she designs it. And that's pretty incredible. And so as you think about going through these 3 steps, I want you to write down in the comments below. Share with me. Share what you are avoiding or resisting in your life today. And I'm going to respond to every single one of you that writes a comment below. So by sharing it, that gives you freedom to dig into it. That gives you freedom to recognize that it's there and that's okay. And that, some of those things are really good that you've been resisting. And it's just making that commitment to take the first step by writing it in the comments. So write that in the comments below and share this with anyone that, has had that response of feeling like busyness is their business. Busyness is not your business. Busyness is not your badge of honor. So instead, dig into who you are, what you're about, and share it with them so they can dig into who they are, what they value, and what they're about. So they can show up and you can show up as the truth of who you are instead of the truth of your to-do list. All right, so that is what I have for you today on how creating a confident life is not found in your busyness. So go out there in this big, beautiful world and love someone some more today.